Good evening, everyone. How you doing tonight? Don't mind me. I'll continue to do this 30 more times in the opening. My name is Donnie Cody. This is Out of the Fog, and we are a local show that loves to hang out with all the cool people doing all the cool things right across the province and around the world, for that matter. Tonight's no exception. Roberta, Pardy, photographer extraordinaire, incredible entrepreneurial force. You're going to learn all about the backstory, the passions, and the types of photos that she do take. And then we have Travis and Roberta from the Mount Pearl Paradise Chamber of Commerce, and they're all talking about small business, the economy that's booming on their watch, the incredible Wanda, and so much more. This is Out of the Fog, and we'll see you on the couch in 2. Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and I love when my creative friends come through to hang out and show you all the amazing things that they do, and tonight's no exception. Hanging out with me on the couch is Roberta. What's going on?
This is it. Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad you came. Now, you know, we're out in the streets here, there, and everywhere, seeing each other, and then the Hot by Proxy event came through. And then I went in to peruse the amazingness and was like, oh, this girl needs to come talk about everything with me. So thank you.
Oh, this is great.
I love it. Now, do you do much of this type of thing? Because oftentimes some creative who are, behind the camera, literally, they feel more at home in that place than in the let's talk about the workplace.
It's a little bit in between for me.
Cool.
I've done some panels throughout the years,
Oh,
but
good.
not typically am I on this side these days. No.
Well, I'm going to make it easy for you. I'll try my best. And so I want to start at the start.
Yeah.
Talk about life growing up and what led you into the creative side.
I bought my first DSLR when I was about 12 years old out of all my birthday money. Went into Walmart and I was like, this is it. And chose Nikon, and I've been that way ever since. But from that point forward, I was always invested in art. And then I did every job after high school possible. And then I remember my partner looked at me and was like, you know what, Roberta, it's just time for you to make that transition.
Wow.
Post art school, of course. So studied a little bit of fine art painting as well as film practices. And so I kind of incorporate that side of things into my work as well.
So growing up, so many of us, don't we? We do everything possible to keep from doing the thing that we know we want to do, but it's to make everybody else comfortable.
Oh, 100%.
And no shade.
No shade, but I mean, at home it was more or less like if you weren't a doctor or a teacher or nurse, then it wasn't typical. So you weren't necessarily pushed in any kind of pathway. But I'm so happy that I am where I am now and running my own business and doing all the cool stuff.
Which is the whole other thing. It's like the art is here and we're just talking about everything outside of that. But being an entrepreneur is its own thing. And I just hung out with a few friends from the Mount Pearl Paradise Chamber of Commerce, and we had a lot to say about entrepreneurialism and community and connection and the struggles that be. So an artist who works typically, with your team, depending, or alone, depending on the project that you're working on. So in a solitary environment, working behind the camera, and you're a business owner also. I mean, that's like a triple whammy of how do you stay connected when so much of what you do is internal?
It's a very isolating career in a lot of ways. And we often isolate ourselves because technically every other photographer is competition, but that's technically not the way to look at it. And it's really nice. I have some really great support teams that work on the other sides, and also other photographers that if we're booked and busy, we share along the line, and oftentimes that comes back in the long run. And
of course,
it's so nice to also be able to talk about creative practices and like
Yeah, of course.
business things.
Exactly, which is hard for an artist to do because we're already dealing with the imposter syndrome or like the nuts and gum chewing of business and art in one reality and trying to make that work in the conventional paradigm of what society says that should be. So whenever I come across a fellow creative and I know that the type of creativity that they execute is often solitary, my mind goes double because I know that being an entrepreneur is lonely enough, let alone being in a more soloistic type of entrepreneurial path, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so cool. So listen, this book in my hands, the art, baby, the art. Let's talk, Paris 2023, tell me everything.
So I guess what separates me from a lot of the local photographers is I like to explore. So oftentimes when it comes down to where I pull my inspiration from, it's overseas. Wow. It's chateaus, it's clothes makers from overseas, it's the way the architecture works, and I like to pull on that and how light works in other places and try to bring it back here. So this body of work is something that I did in October of 2023.
Wow.
And it really kick-started, I guess, my inspiration for how I shoot today. And you can see a lot of how I use light in this work and how that reflects on what I bring into my wedding practice here in St. John's.
Well, thank you, because there are various types of photography that you rock. And so let's take a moment and talk about the diversity, because we don't want people to think that we're just this or that. And yet we do have areas where we do want to, grow our book of business because we know that we are expert at rocking that corner of the room. So what's that for you?
I shoot event photography as well as like family wedding portraiture. So I've done hot by proxy for the past couple of years. On Boxing Day, and it's become one of my favorite traditions.
I love it.
And I also have been working with Lanya Vanya and different festivals locally as well for music, and it forces me to really think about how I use my camera.
Oh, I bet, man, yeah.
Because, I mean, you're in the pitch black, there's people everywhere bumping into you, and I'm like swimming in the crowd and up behind the scenes, and it's just so fun.
Yeah. When you see Rebecca in the mode, when you watch any content creator, photographer, videographer doing their thing, because you are going to see chaos, because you know that you're on a mission and you're looking for the shots that be, and to your point, everyone's crazy and throwing their hands in the air, and you got to weave, bob, hang, climb to get those shots.
Oh, it is. It's one of my favorite parts of it, actually. You could be like in the rock house weaving up through, and then you turn around and someone's on the bar throwing drinks over people, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm going back there now.
Exactly.
But it is so much fun. It's a really great opportunity that I get to diversify my work and have fun in my work.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, a lot of people have careers that you're stationary, you do what you do, you go home. And for me, it's not that. Every day is different. Every wedding is different. Every person I work with is different. And it really, really, really inspires me.
When it comes to the packages that you offer, this book is also part of something that can come my way if I was to take the top slot. Am I right?
Oh, absolutely.
That's pretty luxurious.
That's the field that I'm kind of working into, is one-of-a-kind pieces, having your work home on your coffee table.
Yes.
It's important to me that we are able to hold our photos and bring it back to a time when you got your photo taken once a year, you were so proud of it, you put it on the wall, you get your pictures back and you're able to have and to hold them. And especially in terms of wedding photography, you spend thousands of dollars on your photos, and then for them to sit hostage in your iPhone gallery is kind of a shame.
It is.
Aside from the one or two, of course, that you like print out and blow up on your wall. But I really think that it's so important to have something that you can like really refresh back on and hold.
You're right. We are living in unprecedented times. A la the sharp evolution towards non-tangible interaction with media and memories is yet to be revealed in the long term. Will we remember anything once it becomes a second that you looked at one point versus the on the wall or on the coffee table or in your hand moment? That's when you're really reflecting. I wonder what the future holds for us. And so to that end, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What's the future hold for you, girl? Where are you going? What are you doing? And how can we get at you? Tell me.
Onwards and upwards. And outwards. I like working and traveling overseas. So I just got back from Mexico shooting a wedding down there.
Wowee.
A couple of months ago, I was exploring in France. That was really beautiful. Doing some work with some local dressmakers. And,
oh, cool. How do you find all these cool hands in all these places to do all this cool high-end stuff with?
Honestly, if you look, you'll find it.
True that.
I find if you box yourself in and just keep your opportunities local, like where do you grow? You can only grow as much as you look. So
true.
I think it's super important to kind of slow down and take a look at where you want to go. So for me, like doing work in Europe or high-end business in the wedding luxury industry is kind of the goal. But for now, living with my local couples and like seeing how far we can push that dial towards something different.
Like what I've seen, what's in that book is the next levelness that we want in our lives. So I gotta tell you what, man, we're wrapping up here for the moment, but you'll be back, I have no doubt. And you are daring and creatively incredible. So thank you so much for coming and sharing a bit about yourself. And we'll stay in touch and through the gram and life, and maybe you'll come back again.
Who's to say? I might have to.
We have to go on the road yet. We'll be over in Europe.
Say less.
Guys, this is Out of the Fog. That was Rebecca Pardy, and we'll be right back after this break.
Your opinion matters, and we want to hear from you. Get in touch with us using our viewer feedback line, your direct connection to shaping the shows you love. It's easy. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen, and take our quick survey. Share your thoughts, and let's make your viewing experience even better.
You're watching Rogers TV St. John's.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and I love when I get with my community people. You know who you are, out there in these streets, making good things happen, donating, volunteering, directing, leading, and helping making your community a better place to be. Well, I'm joined by two cats who get it. From the Mount Pearl Paradise Chamber of Commerce, Travis, Roberta, what's going on?
Hi.
Donnie, thanks for having us today.
Thanks for being here. I'm so pumped. So listen, you know, Mount Pearl and Paradise are, what can I say about these two communities who have come together under one chamber, and the progress that has happened since that's happened, I find, as someone who loves the municipal goings-on, to be pretty fascinating and pretty unique in the country. What do you say about that, Travis?
Well, you know, I've had the privilege of being on the Mount Pearl Paradise Chamber for almost 2 years now. We actually just recently had our AGM, and I'm continually impressed by the quality and quantity of entrepreneurs grown right here in Newfoundland and Labrador. It takes a tremendous amount of work ethic and skill and determination to earn a living for yourself here, and I'm always impressed by our entrepreneurs.
It's amazing. What do you think about that, Roberta?
So I completely agree with Travis. I'm a brand new member on the board of directors, and I'm so excited to be working with Travis and the whole team. And we are celebrating our 40th anniversary as a chamber this year, so we're super excited about that.
That's so cool. Well, I'll tell you what, when I think about the number of entrepreneurial organizations and communities that are fostering that, I do believe that it is a major part of the future of our province. So I'm really excited to hear that you guys are doing such good work around that. In terms of like programs and networking, what are the types of things, if I'm a business owner who's early in my career or who is thinking about starting, what types of support can the chamber direct to those types of people?
So I would say reach out, you know, find us online, look at our website. We offer a lot of networking events.
That's important.
It is important to, you know, get out there, get your name in the community and within the business community. We also offer member-to-member benefits, networking opportunities. and different variety of business supports for entrepreneurs.
Very cool. So listen, 40 years.
Long time.
Oh my God, in a blink, and it's also 1,000 years at the same time. What does that mean to you folks in terms of looking back of where you started and what's led you guys together as two communities that are really flexing as one in our province, which we love?
It is truly remarkable, and you know, I will be remiss if we didn't mention the executive director, Wanda Palmer, who is just doing such a phenomenal job of leading the way. And I know she's a friend of yours, Donnie, and she is just amazing. And the events that she, along with Jody Norman, the executive assistant, the events that they have been planning and hosting throughout the year to celebrate this remarkable anniversary have just been amazing. And of course, we have our golf tournament coming up again this summer. There's a job fair planned for September, and I'm so impressed with Wanda because she just says yes. You know, if someone has an idea, let's have a networking social here. Wanda says yes, and she's all there to do whatever she can to support local businesses. So yeah, it's quite amazing.
It's pretty amazing, and I have to say, yes, you're right. I have known her for many moons, and definitely have always looked up to her in her work with community and business. And some folks say it's like chewing nuts and gum at the same time. You know what I mean? Like a lot goes into those two paradigms, but to have someone like Wanda who knows how to bring that together so well, I mean, that's a rare gift that she's got. And I can only imagine the opportunities that have come to the chamber because of her leadership and her, I'll say, connections to business, which brings me back to something I'd like to talk more about. When it comes to being a member of the chamber, how does that work? A lot of people think it's for in-city only, in areas only, but can you be a member if you're outside?
Absolutely, you can. It's not limited to just businesses and organizations that are in Mount Pearl and Paradise. I guess the requirement is that your business has to be interested in doing business with businesses in Mount Pearl and Paradise.
Right on. And so if I was, as someone who is from, you know, the A1C area, and if I was to become a member, are you saying that there's all sorts of networking and sort of hobnobs I can get into, where I'm getting into rooms, and how can I volunteer with the chamber? So that's where my sort of community mind goes. What sort of opportunities exist around the table when it comes to that?
Sure, well, we'd love to have you. We're always recruiting new members and new volunteers. I would say if you're interested to reach out to us, reach out to Wanda or Jody at the Chamber of Commerce. And you know, I'll just say we have a great relationship with the City of Mount Pearl and the Town of Paradise as well. If you're a business operating within one of those municipalities, the city or the town will actually pay your first year's membership. And we look back at we put the onus on ourselves then to provide value to those members, and we have a great retention rate, of course, because people really see the value in being involved in a local chamber, making those connections, and having the support of the local business community.
Now, I'll tell you what, when it comes to any chamber, advocacy and representing all the facets of our membership is very important. When you look at the province and the matters happening in the regions of what comprises your chamber, what are some of those hot topics and those important pieces that really weigh on your mind in terms of things that you guys do have a position on or an interest in the success of?
Sure. So I mean, it's a tough time for small businesses out there now, to be honest. You know, there's a lot of talk around tariffs right now, but the province has stepped up and has promoted a local buy local campaign, which I think is important. Again, it's important to be to have your boots on the ground and be close to your local chamber, and you know, to have your ear to the ground and know what you can do, and you know, that supports are available to you.
Yeah, no, for sure. And listen, in the work that you do, I'm only sure that all the members' needs can be as diverse as the day is long. But at the end of the day, Roberta, what do you think the average member cares about the most in the membership they have with the group? What do you think rings the truest?
So I can speak as a member as well as a director. So I work at St. John Ambulance, and we have been associated with the chamber for many years, and we get so much value out of our membership. And I think one of the biggest things is just this opportunity to be in those networking events, and sometimes we host networking events, and so it gives us the opportunity to be face to face with other business owners and talk to them about what we can do for them. And actually, we also learn then what they can maybe do for us. So great relationship building opportunities for business.
I love to hear it. You know, when I think about the composition of any chamber across the province or around the world for that matter, the small businesses is often what gets mentioned a lot. And yet the graduated or big businesses or, you know, got-ups versus startups, I always say, like, you know, they absolutely matter deeply to our economy, equally, if not more so, based on the volume of employees and relative output of funds and tax paid, ... So I have to ask you, when it comes to balancing the agendas and the needs of such a diverse body of members, what sort of opportunities and challenges may come in the day-to-day life of having to do something like that? Because that's pretty precarious as someone like me.
For sure. You know, it's important to recognize that, you know, Mount Pearl Paradise Chamber of Commerce is a small chamber of commerce, but we're also a part of a much larger network.
Oh, yeah.
So there are a number of chambers across the province, but we're also a member of the Atlantic Chamber of Commerce, which rolls up into the Canadian Atlantic Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
So there's a lot of opportunity there for mentorship and connections across the province, Atlantic Canada, and the country.
Well, we're on to Tulk Lane. I mean, let's put our hands in the air for our
Another
girl,
very
right?
impressive
Amazing.
person.
She's amazing. And so listen, awards, hey? Member love, talk
Yes.
about it.
We just had our Best in Business Awards in March, and it was just another phenomenal night. So many businesses came out, were celebrated, received awards. It was a really fabulous night.
You know, it's important, I think, for us as small business owners or business owners in general, no matter what size, to feel seen. Because everyone thinks that, you know, the accolades and the good jobs done are pouring all over us. Like, no.
It's not how it happens. There's a lot of work that goes into running a business.
Yeah, not a lot of, hey, dude, you're doing a good job. Yeah. Not a lot of that goes on, you know? So it's nice to be able to gather as groups of people through chambers of commerce where we're all living that unique leader, owner, manager life and to really feel the energies of connection and opportunity and all the things that we need more so in our lives because it's lonely in our trench, isn't it? It's crazy. Listen, final few minutes, or maybe a few seconds. Are you proud of the work that you're doing? What do you think, Travis? Are you proud?
So proud. So proud to see our Chamber of Commerce members working together and succeeding in Mount Pearl and Paradise.
Love it. What about you?
And I love to see it grow. We added, I believe, 40 new businesses last year, and we have targets for this year as well, and we look forward to hitting those.
Maybe with me. I mean, who knows?
We'd love to
We'd
have
love to have you.
Guess who's coming to dinner? Thank you so much, guys. Guys, the Mount Pearl Paradise Chamber of Commerce, so much heart and have done so much, and they're coming for the crumbs. So stay tuned, check them out, and maybe join. This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break.
You're watching Rogers TV St. John's.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, one of my best buddies and former bandmate, maybe future, Chris Kirby, from the Marquee to now being Matt Anderson's left arm. He is a force, and you're going to check out a video he made a few years back for his wife, who I love. This is called Victoria.
Body of a dancer, spirit of a saint on fire. When you move, I swear, I can hear maracas. Victoria, you know they all adore you. Nobody can control ya. I took courage from the bottom and I pushed myself your way. When I move, I swear, you're getting further away. Victoria. You know they all adore you. Oh, 'cause they all know the same thing I know. No God, no law, nobody can control ya. I know nothing's gonna hold you down. When we move, I swear, the envy of this town. Yeah, I can say all know, the same thing I know. Ooh, they all know, the same thing I know. I said they all know. That same thing that I know, Victoria. You know they all adore you. Yes, they do. And Victoria, you know that I adore you. Yes, I do. Victoria. Victoria, you know that I adore you, baby. Yeah, Victoria.
Welcome back, everybody. This was Out of the Fog, and as you'll see by these credits rolling that we had some wicked friends come by to say hi. Thank you so much to Rebecca, Travis, and Roberta. Thank you for being creative, amazing community builders and artists, because we need more of those. And thank you so much to the Rogers crew and volunteers. We'll see you guys right here via Rogers Communications next time.